because we have what? The 7 principles. The first principle being mentalism. All is mind. The universe is mental. And then we have correspondence. As above, so below. As in the mental plane, so it will be on the physical plane. And then we have vibration. Everything that you see in creation is a vibrational frequency. That means everything is subject to control of sound or to thoughts or words. Words have power. Everything resolves itself down into a frequency. All right? Then we have polarity. There are 2 sides to everything. All you people, you saying, talking about there are more than 2 genders, take note. There are only 2 sides to everything. Up, down, right, left, hard, soft, night, day, fast, slow, courage, fear. Everything has 2 sides. Everything has a polarity. That's why that's also the reason why, and I saw this on Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I was just watching that on the plane again. It's an old movie. But I saw, they poisoned the guy at the end, and I love how the girl said, "What do you mean there's not a cure?" She said there's everything. There's a reciprocal to everything. And she was absolutely right. You see how being trained and natural law will let you know that how asinine it is for somebody to say that there's something that doesn't have a cure? That's asinine. The proper statement should be, we don't know what the cure is. But everything can be reversed. They even have a legal maxim. A thing is unbound the way it is bound. That's in the back of your Black's Law Dictionary. A thing is unbound the way it is bound. Have you wrapped something up? You unwrap it how you wrapped it up. Everything has a reciprocal action. Everything has 2 sides. Everything has a polarity. You can reverse the polarity. You can reverse the polarity of gravity and make things levitate. Edward Lee Scanlon down in the Coral Gardens in Florida, he accomplished his feat. He built something the same way the Egyptians did. Allegedly, he's the cousin of Nikola Tesla. One was an electrical genius, and the other one was a genius with magnetism. You just hear about one more so than the other. It's the natural law. So we had, let me recap. We had mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm. Everything has a rhythm. Everything has a cycle. Everything has a season. Goes through its seasons. Then we have cause and effect. Cause and effect is what gives order to the universe. Cause and effect is what allows planes to fly. Cause and effect is allow battleships to float on the ocean. Cause and effect. If you do something exactly the same way every time, you will always get the exact same result. The only way you will get a different result if you change something in the process. This is why there's no such thing as luck. Luck is the name. Luck is a name for a law that is not recognized or not identified. Luck is just a name for a law that has not been identified. There's no such thing as luck. And of course, the final principle of the universe is gender, masculine and feminine. There is a masculine and feminine principle in everything. And this is not talking about penises and vaginas. Only the debased, low-thinking individual thinks in those terms. I could easily, the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the male and female. These have different attributes. This is why you as a woman, you can never be a man. When you start trying to be a man, you are unnatural. You're unnatural. And when men act like women, they're unnatural. This is why it's against God. Because God created nature. And this is also why, a lot of people like to talk about the Egyptians and, kind of like say, they were animal worshipers. No, they weren't animal worshipers. They just understood that animals are the only creatures that stay true to their nature. You as a human being who have been endowed with the ability of free will chose not to. You want to try to move away from your nature. Which there's going to be an effect of that. And it can't be anything good because nature favors balancement. And anytime an imbalance occurs in nature, it will reestablish itself. This is called karma. The scales of justice. The balancing of the scales. And we should know this. If we knew these principles, it would alleviate, all they're doing is demonstrating to the entire world, when some of you engage in some of these discussions, is how ignorant you are of natural law. Know the laws. Everything starts with the laws, not man-made laws, not positive law. The creator of the boundless universe, his laws. I ain't talking about the 613 laws in the book of Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Those are statutes. Those were pronouncements made for a certain group of people. I'm talking about the principles that it talks about in Proverbs 9:1, where it says, wisdom has hewn out her 7 pillars. A pillar is what everything in creation rests on. And I just gave them to you. Everything in creation rests on those 7 pillars. Wisdom is just another name for Mother Nature in the Bible. Mother Nature is the tool that the Creator utilizes to put everything into existence. Everything had to be, can't you see everything has been created wisely? Isn't it wise how we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, and then the trees breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen, and then your ass cuts down all the trees, and then you want to talk about, how we haven't, the atmosphere is changing and different things like that. They tricking you, man. However, you should understand that there is a higher power. It's only one power in the universe. It's self-evident. You see evidence of that power when you look into nature. This is what the reasoning man, those with the ability to reason on higher levels, understand. Woe unto you, lawyers. Let's get the likes up. I draw the conclusion that by the law of nature, right lies in force. Right lies in might. So right there at the beginning, they told you their mindset. All right. Who's right? The one with the biggest guns. The ones with the biggest guns, leaning everything off their own understanding of things. They don't have a baseline to operate from. And when I say baseline, I mean a platform, meaning a law, something that's immutable. You have to have something to base all of your decisions off of. And it has to be something that is unchanging. It can't be something that it changes. It has to be something unchanging. And the only thing that is immutable like that, it has to be something out of nature, a natural law. That's it, or God's law. This is why they say God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. God is unchanging because there's no force outside of God to work change on God. Because if there were another force that could work change on God, then that would be God. Did y'all understand that? That didn't sound too crazy, did it? We're getting all philosophical over here and everything. As some sort of great intellect. They would be viewed by the Egyptians as childish. The Egyptians looked at the Greeks as primitives. Do y'all know that? Herodotus, who was the Greek historian, that's who I got that from. I just want y'all to understand. I'm not making that up on my own. Herodotus, the Greek historian, who was eyewitness to all of this stuff, he's the one that's a quote from out of his books. It's not nothing I'm saying. Okay? You can go and research this stuff, and see it for yourself. Y'all elevating these people. Why do you think the Greek gods and the Roman gods all match up with the Egyptian gods? And the Egyptian gods and the Sumerian gods, they all match up. Y'all just got, these all the same people. Y'all just gave different names in all these different cultures. And don't want to ascribe the credit to the source, government, and then giving them notice of that fact. The government operates off of what is called presumptions, assumptions, and color of law. They have a right to do that. They're presuming things about you because you have been voluntarily receiving benefits and privileges from them. On every document that you've ever signed where they ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? You check the box that said, yes, I'm a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen is a congressionally created citizenship. It's a federal citizenship, all right, that evidences that you are some sort of franchise of the corporate United States that resides within that 10-mile square in Washington, D.C. I don't use the word status correction. I tell people to privatize themselves. That's the term I use. All right, the word sovereign is not in the Constitution. Status is not in the Constitution. None of those words in the Constitution. But what is in the Constitution is the word private, because there's only a public and private. And everybody in the public understands that when I say that. That's one word they will not come up against. They'll try to call you a sovereign citizen, a national, you all those words. I don't care about all those words. They're public and private. You're either a private American citizen, you're either in the private or the public. That's it. All law is either public or private. Public law is constitutional law, administrative law, tax law, criminal law, public international law. All that's in the public. In the private, you got property law, contract law, status law, family law, tort law, private international law. All that's on the private side. Contract is what governs the private. The Constitution governs the public. All interaction between human beings is contractual in nature. Your first contract is with God. You call it a covenant. Your second contract is with your wife. It's a marriage contract. It's contracts that you engage in on the private side. Okay?
All right.
So that's just what it is. So all you're doing is status correction, is you informing the government that you're no longer choosing to use the benefits and privileges that they are dispensing, because it doesn't matter how you correct your status as long as you keep on utilizing the things that they give you. It doesn't matter what you put on a piece of paper, because the government goes off of substance versus form. To change your thinking, man, you need to stand up, okay, and understand what it means to be free. What it means to be free is you are responsible for your health. You're responsible for the education of your children. You're responsible for the welfare of your family. If you are a husband, you're responsible for taking care of your wife. Yes, that is our job. She's not here to take care of you. She's not. We're men.
Appreciate it. God bless you.
God bless. All right, y'all. That's it for me today. Y'all wore me out. I got to get off. I've been on long enough. It was a good show today. It was a good show. Let me turn this off because y'all going to still keep on trying to call me. All right. Good show. Make sure, if y'all like the show, hit me on the donation. I appreciate donations. I'll do this. If I got more donations, I'll do this all the time. I'm turning my ring. Y'all still going to keep on calling me. Let me turn my ring off real quick. Y'all still going to keep on calling me and everything. But, I appreciate donations. If people get donations, they come on like every day. I do stuff for free if y'all just donate. Hell, I do SBC University for free. If it just donate, I do donate. If everybody on this call donated $1, just $1, every time I came on, I come on this motherfucker every day. I come on every day. If everybody just donated $1, I come on every day. Every day, I'd come on. Get that little $427 or whatever it is. I get it. Somebody be mad about it too, man. I can't stand that nigga. That nigga get $27 every time he come on the internet. Somebody be mad, be a hater out there somewhere mad about that little $425. But I'd appreciate it. I'd love it. Anyway, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank y'all, my supporters. I appreciate you. The spirit and intent of this broadcast was not to offend anyone or disparage any particular race. I love all human beings. I love all people. I've always been like that. I've never been the kind of person, I enjoy the different cultures that people, I enjoy the Jewish culture. I enjoy the Chinese culture. I enjoy the Japanese culture. I enjoy the European culture. I find something beautiful in all of it. I like the wisdom. I read a lot of the different philosophers from all these different cultures. I'm an avid student of comparative religious studies. I search it all. I'm an advocate, for truth, justice, in the American way. Anyway, you've been listening to the hottest radio network on the planet. My name is Yusef. I want to thank all of you for listening. I will catch y'all on the next show. Peace to the gods. Read. Peace, y'all. I'm out.